Let us sit straight. Step number 1, Sthira Sukha Asana. Why these steps are mentioned? So that we can remember and we can practice. Step number 1 is Sthira Sukha Asanam. Sitting at a place which is non-disturbing. Selecting a timing where there is less distractions. Head, neck, backbone straight as far as possible, keeping the body stable, still. Whenever I get time during the day, I must just sit quietly, closing eyes, head, neck, backbone straight, and slowly check how long I can sit like this. Even if the thoughts keep coming, that's okay. Step number 1 is body. Step number 2 is invoking grace. Once the body is stabilized, still, let us invoke grace by bringing the picture of our Ishta Devata in our mind. If I do not have an Ishta Devata, then our Guru. If I do not have a Guru, then scriptures. If neither three, then the entire universe and nature and the power which is regulating. If there is a form and name, it is always better initially. So let us invoke grace of the Lord and our Guru Parampara. Step 3, let us withdraw our mind completely from all the past, whatever has happened, all the future, fanciful imaginations, anxieties, worries, and give a thought massage scanning the body, which helps us to withdraw the mind from outside and focus on the body. So let us relax our head, face, eyes, brain completely. Let us relax our shoulders, which carry so much of load of responsibilities. Hands. Let us keep the hands locked. Let us relax our chest, stomach, back, spinal cord. Let us relax our buttocks, thighs, and knees, ankles, calf muscles, feet. The body is completely relaxed and healed, calling for no more attention. Now let us withdraw the mind from the gross body to still more subtler breath. All attention on the breath, inhalation, exhalation. Focusing where the breath is touching inside the nostril while inhaling, while exhaling on the upper lip. If the mind is subtle, then I can feel the sensations, the coolness of the breath inside the nostril and on the upper side of the lip. Let us chant Om, focusing only on the sound. Step number 1 for the sound. So in the Om chanting, step 1 is focusing on the sound, step 2 is focusing on the silence. Om. 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 My real nature is pure existence, consciousness, infinite bliss. Let us invoke again God's and Guru Parampara's grace and pray for success in meditation studies. Hari Om to all. So let us chant loudly. Om. Om. Om.
ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो वरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः स्थावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः चिन्मयं व्यापि यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्.
Hari Om to all. Thank you, Vidya, for chanting. So we are doing Amritabindu Upanishad, very beautiful Upanishad with a unique meditation technique given in this Upanishad. And I hope all of us are reading the summary before the class starts, also doing the meditation every day, and slowly making the mind subtle, sharper, silent, so that we can get the essence of this. When we are doing Upanishad, our sadhana has to be slightly more deeper and consistent. Thought process has to revolve around the topics what we are discussing. So let us start. So till now we have done following things. What is the meaning of Amruta? Amruta means nectar and Bindu means drop. So a drop of nectar is enough for making us realize our own nature as immortal. Then we also saw 4 types of dialogues, Vada, Jalpa, Vitanda, Samvada. Then we saw Anubandha Chatushtaya of Upanishad and Amritabindu Upanishad. All Upanishad Anubandha Chatushtaya is same. Vishaya, that is subject matter, is Atma Vidya. So it has to be interesting because it tells about me, who am I. So that is the difference between Upanishad and all other Vidya and all other texts, because all other objects, when we look at, they tell about themselves. When we look at a chair, we get knowledge about the chair. When we see a table, we get the knowledge of the table. When we see a person, we get the knowledge of that person. But when we look at the mirror, we get knowledge of self. It has to be interesting. If one loves oneself, then the most interesting creature on this planet is myself, and I must know who am I. So it's a self-exploration. That is a Vishaya of Upanishad. Adhikari is the qualification. So standard qualification is Sadhana Chatushtaya, Vivek, Vairagya, Shata Sampatti, Mumukshatvam. We also saw a different color in this, that a person who is a matured, intelligent person is the Adhikari of this, who has lived life, who has gone through various experiences and still feels the incompleteness, still feels the limitations, and now is more ambitious to get that total fulfillment, total completeness, and infinite unbroken happiness. Prayojana, Atyantik Dukkha Nivrutti, I want to overcome Shoka, Moha, Bhaya, Krodha, sorrow, delusion, fear, anger, and I want to experience this happiness and want to discover I am happiness, which is my own nature. So what is the sambandha of myself and this text? This is very important. The Upanishad is the means for liberation. So means pramana. So those who are having book and writing down this, you underline that Upanishad is the means for liberation. Why this is to be underlined? Because there is going to be a mantra coming in this Upanishad, which will tell us that Upanishad is the only means. There is no other means to tell who am I. If Upanishad is not there, then we will not know who am I. We have to actually go with our own experiential knowledge, and it may take a lot of time. Like suppose we are crossing a very dense forest first time with wild animals and lot of long forest. It is always better to have a guide, a teacher with us who knows the forest, has walked, and who can take us safely, and we can just hold hand of that particular guide and enjoy the journey also. Otherwise, we'll be always fearful where we will get food, where we will stay, etc., etc. So, Sambandha is this Upanishad becomes the means for liberation. Then also we saw what is the meaning of Upanishad. Upa means go near, Ni means with determination now because I want this alone. And Shad we saw many meaning, and but main meaning is destroying self-ignorance. Why? Because I have understood that the world is not disturbing me. My own mind is actually creating the disturbance, sorrow, anger, and in my mind only there is ignorance. Then we saw what are the four purposes of Shanti Mantra, which we started. First line, prepare the mind. The mind we must prepare every day from morning to evening, that it must become subtler and subtler. How to check? As we mentioned, one of the pointer is breath. Whenever we read something, we can get the essence. Mind must be sharper to analyze between Atma, Anatma, immediately understand the Viveka. Mind must become slowly silent because the mind has to move from sound to silence, from words to silence, otherwise mind is crowded with words only. The second purpose of Shanti Mantra is invoking grace of all the devatas, which we are going to see what all, who are all the devatas this Shanti Mantra is going to invoke. Indra, Varuna, etc., etc., Garuda. And fourth is removing obstacles. So we are inviting and invoking grace and telling us that let our study, our meditation, our path be smooth, and you please remove the obstacles and make it smooth. So who is invoked for what? That is also given in this particular Shanti Mantra. So Shanti Mantra is of this Upanishad is very interesting, which starts with listening. So last time we saw Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha. First line of this Shanti Mantra. O Devas, Devaha. So who are these Devas? These are phenomenal sentient forces. So in the Vedic period, as we saw, there are four parts: Mantra, Brahmana, Aranyaka, and Upanishad. So in the Mantra portion, all these invocations are there of the Devas. There was no Murti Puja, but all these phenomenal forces are invoked: the Vayu, water, earth, Surya, Chandra, etc., etc. Because this is an entire system, and they all report to Brahmaji. Brahmaji is in charge. So we invoke, and here also in this Shanti Mantra, in the second part, we will see that specific devatas are taken. So deva means illuminating, that entity which illumines, sentient forces. So that is also we noted very clearly that in other philosophies, Buddhist philosophy, these elements are called as inert, but here we consider them as sentient, like Surya. We can see it's a star, but we say Surya Devata. There is a power which regulates it. We can see the rain coming from the cloud and it might seem to be inert. But when we understand that every year how the rain comes and gives us in that particular period itself the rainfall happens, and if one year rainfall doesn't come, it will be havoc. So Surya Devata, Chandra Devata, Vayu Devata, Varun Devata, so we worship them. And so we are not, like today there is a lot of environmental friendly and we must protect environment. This was there since Vedic period. And it starts with maybe listen. Bhadram Karnebhi. How, what to listen? With our ears, what is auspicious. And what is auspicious? Om is auspicious. So what is Om? Om means Brahman. Om means the highest. That is one meaning. But in our day-to-day level, may we listen to what is good. So we must avoid all those things which are not conducive for my spiritual growth. We must avoid all those things which are not going to help me, my meditative process, my studies, and I must avoid them immediately. If I am, habitual of mobile, then I must only pick up those videos which are spiritual and listen about meditation, about japa, about shastra. So we have to slowly shift. We must avoid those people who are negative, who gossip, who talk about generally about events and people more. The below average people talk about people. Average people talk about events. And great people talk about goals. So I must check whether I talk about what is my goal in life, and I must talk about that to others, that I am trying to achieve this goal and these are the kind of areas I am working on. Otherwise, it's very mediocre to talk about people and events constantly during the day. What is auspicious listening? This knowledge of immortality. So whatever we are listening, this Upanishad, Puranas, Bhagavad Gita, this is auspicious listening. So we saw what is the difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is done by the ears, listening is done by the mind. One difference. Hearing is of the sound, listening is of the words. Very important point. So the sound gets converted by the mind into words, and that is our own interpretation. So this point I have to listen to what we are discussing here. It's a subtle point. So the sound itself must be auspicious, and Om is the highest auspicious sound. So what comes on our ears is only sound. It gets converted into words by the mind, and the mind, that is called as interpretation. So whatever the sound comes on my ears, I can convert it into auspiciousness, like the body. Whatever I put in the body, whether I eat chapati or rice or banana or fish or mutton or filter coffee or masala dosa or tehri sadam, anything. When it goes out, Bhagavan says, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva, I am sitting inside, and I convert whatever you put inside into blood, into muscle, into bone. There is no machine in this world or universe which can, whatever you put inside, it will convert into blood, bone, marrow, etc., etc. That is the kind of, and still people think that there is no God, there is no higher intelligence. Whatever I put, how can the banana become blood? How can the rice become blood? Rice is white, there is no connection. But in the same way, whatever comes on my ears, I can interpret that into a positive thing and see some positive thing in that. I have met only one or two people in my life who never speak negative. Whatever you speak to them, they will find out some positive about it. This is very rare thing, and whatever we feel rare, we must acquire that quality. Whatever we see, I want it. Somebody says about restaurant, some place, I want to go there. So here also, if we listen, if we hear about any quality, I must say, I also want to acquire that quality from that person. Then the listening with love, respect, clarity, purity. Because our job, very important one, our job is to move from word to silence. So when the words come, it must create silence in my mind. And when I speak, because whenever I speak, I listen first, because my ears and my mouth is the closest. So my words must create silence in other person's mind, in my mind. My words must create peace in my mind and other person's mind. My own words must create joy in other person's mind and my own mind. That is where a spiritual sadhak does sadhana. So sadhana is so practical. So Om Badram Karanivi Shrunuyama Devaha. So I will do my job, Bhagwan, but you also do your job. What is your job? Ensure that negative forces don't come near me. Negative people don't come in my life. Let people who come in my life are having the same goal so that the path becomes enjoyable. At the same time, I will also do my job of listening and speaking both, and then everything will become auspicious. Like Naneshwar Maharaj says, Chari Disha Jhalya Chaturbhuja. Like wherever I see, there is auspiciousness only, because that is will be our final goal, which will come in the Upanishadic mantra itself. That is a final goal, that there is some religions say that Hinduism has many gods and we have only one God. We are not saying we have only one God. We say there is only God. There is nothing else that we are going to see. One very, very interesting terminology is going to come, that Brahman is impartial. Now that is a very subtle meaning of calling Brahman as impartial. But why that impartial word is going to come, that we will see. If I want to listen to auspiciousness, I need to speak auspicious also. So when we say Om Badram Karnevi Shrunuyama Devaha, I must also speak auspiciousness. So underline statement. I must remember this word aim. AIM. I must always appreciate whenever I speak. There must be appreciation. There must be inspiration. There must be motivation. Aim. AIM. And if I want to practice, then I must drop 3C. That is complaint, criticism, comparison. When it is called as auspiciousness. And then I am practicing this. Om Badram Karane Bhi. Now the next is, and also one more, Karane Bhi, many years. So it is plural. Listen more than talk. This is a very, 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 very important practice for us. There are some people who are more interested in talking than listening. The moment you say, you know, they will ask us, where you had gone. So I had gone to, Char Dham. The moment I say Char Dham, the next question should be, how was your trip? What happened? How did you go? But there is no question. Then I will say, I don't know. I had gone in this year. This happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. So some people are very smart. They want to talk about something, that question they will ask, and they will speak for 15 minutes about their journey. Other person's journey is not very interesting. What the moment I say, I saw this movie, I saw that movie, that movie, that movie, that movie, that movie. I saw those so many movies in my life. So listen more than talk, and for listening more, I have to ask questions. And through questions, slowly, I can divert the topic from non-auspiciousness to auspiciousness. Now, here there is a distinction. There is auspiciousness and there is also non-auspiciousness. Please note this, because later on, this mantra, this Upanishad itself is come and destroy this particular point, that there is nothing called as non-auspiciousness. Everything is auspiciousness. The next is Om Bhadram Pashe Makshabhirjat. See with our eyes. Now the second sense what is taken is eyes. All auspiciousness only. Now very, 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 very important point for practice. What is auspicious? Seeing. Having a vision of God. Chidananda Rupam Shivoham Shivoham. What it means? I don't have any vision of God. That means when I see the world, I remember you. Very, very important point. This must be highlighted. This must be put in inverted commas. Those who are writing notes, this must be in 2, 3 inverted commas. Remember you. That must be my prayer. That is my prayer. Oh, worshipful Devatas, whenever I interact with the world, let me remember you. And why this is important? Because I forget you when I interact with this world. May this world remind me of you. May I see your hand in everything. When this I start practicing. If somebody says nice to me, okay, Narayana is telling nice. If somebody is telling bad to me, okay, Narayana is doing like this. Like how Gurudev used to initially, prostrate and then sit down. Later on, because of his health, he used to just do namaskar, and then somebody asks, "What are you doing? Why are you doing namaskar to the people?" He says, Narayana has come to listen to Narayana, and Narayana is giving buddhi. Narayana is only doing everything. Narayana is talking, Narayana is listening. The I notion is not there only. So, very, 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 very important pointer in Om Bhadram Pashe Maksha Bhirijatra. Such a beautiful Shanti mantra this is. Like our Tapovan Maharaj. Tapovan Maharaj used to go out for a walk, he used to see one rainbow and get lost in meditation, and then say, still people just see a cloud and then get lost, silver lining on the cloud. And Gurudev used to walk with him, and then Tapovan Maharaj is lost in meditation, and they say, still people don't believe there is no God who has created such beautiful painting. So everything what he used to see this Ganga is, Brahman, solid, liquid Brahman used to say. This Ganga ji is liquid Brahman. So whatever he used to see Brahman only, God only. Ramakrishna Paramahansa, like he used to see that statue of Kali and then talk to Kali what and then put flowers. So distinction is lost, and that is our goal. And but to start with, very, very important resolve. This I must take a resolve today, because the moment I take a resolve, God supports. God doesn't support till we take a resolve. Today we forgot to take a resolve in meditation. That step we forgot. I will not see faults in situation, objects, people. This is Om Bhadram Pashyam Aksha Virijatraha. This person is like this person is not behaving as I want, this situation was so bad, this time is so bad, that means I am not believing in God, that God, you are all. And then I said, no, no, but I am very grateful. Grateful person doesn't get disturbed in life. Yesterday in Bhagavad Gita we told, a simple mind doesn't get tired, a innocent mind doesn't get hurt. Similarly, a grateful mind doesn't get disturbed, because grateful mind doesn't ever say that this is done by somebody. Bhagwan, you only are doing. Because you want to teach some lesson to me, you are putting me into this particular situation. So that gratefulness remains forever. Otherwise, this gratefulness is a big joke. At the end of the people, then I am very grateful, but it is not seen in the behavior. 80-90% I'm cribbing, complaining, talking something which is not working for me, and say I'm grateful. So I will not see faults in situation, object, person. That sentence in Hindi of Premananda Maharaj is very beautiful. We must by heart. जब दृश्य में खोट दिखती है तो दोष दृश्य का नहीं, दृष्टि का होता है. कोई भी दृश्य में खोट दिखती है तो वो दोष दृश्य में नहीं, दृष्टि का होता है. दृश्य मीन्स व्हाट इज सीन एंड दृष्टि मीन्स सियर. सो द फॉल्ट इज इन माई आईज ओनली, द फॉल्ट इज इन माई माइंड ओनली, द फॉल्ट इज इन माई इंटरप्रिटेशन ओनली. यथा दृष्टि तथा सृष्टि. If I am seeing faults, if I am complaining, cribbing, criticizing, then my mind has got lot of impurities. Most energy outflows, distractions are through ears and eyes. So too are mentioned. Om Bhadram Karne Vishunyam Devaha. Om Bhadram Pashe Maksha Bhirijatraha. So let us resolve. Let us take half a minute, close our eyes and take a resolve that Bhagwan, from today I will not utter any fault, any negative thing about any situation, person, object which comes in front of me. If I do it, I will again remind myself, because I may slip 100 times, but I will stand up and take this resolve again and again. Not say it is normal and justify it. No, no, but you see, I am right, no? I am right, no? And somebody who is another person who is his friend, yeah, yeah, you are very right. That person was wrong only. That person did really wrong to you. This should not have happened to you. Such people we must avoid. We must meet our own Upanishadic people, say, no, you have taken a resolve. Whatever happens is God's grace, and Om Bhadram Pashyam Aksha Virijatraha. Nama is equal to sound, Rupa is equal to form. So thought is equal to name and form. So I want to go beyond name and form. So I will not be so much interested in name and form. And then this will be the process. Now the next one, Sthirai Rangai Sushtuvagam Sastanubhi. So very, very important pointer given. Such a beautiful prayer. A prayer actually must arise from a mind which is helpless, having faith, and when where there is helplessness, insignificance, faith and gratefulness, the prayer works. So these four words are important. From where the prayer is coming. These are all prayers. Prayer must come from helplessness. Bhagavan, I am nothing, you are everything. Bhagavan, I am very insignificant in this vast universe, but I have faith and I am grateful. So these four words are very powerful in the prayer. Some people say, why my prayer is not getting fructified? Because prayer must arise from a mind which is helplessness, insignificant, knowing that I'm only a dust, but at the same time having faith and gratefulness. When these four come together, prayer has to manifest because God also becomes helpless before such a devotee. So Sthirai Rangi Sushtuvagam Sastanubhi means let I have hale and hearty limbs, my body must be fit. Some people say, what now? My age is happening. Now I am already 45, 50. It has to happen. No, Bhagavan says, I gave you an innocent mind. I gave you a healthy body. You can die with a healthy body and innocent mind. I gave you a very innocent, simple and healthy body. Innocent and simple mind and a healthy body when you are born. So you return to me that way only. You have made the mind so intelligent and complicated. You have made the body so rigid. So first of all, very beautiful prayer that I am asking healthy body for me. And for that, I am invoking your grace. And why I want healthy body? Because I can serve others. I can spread this knowledge. I can pray to you. And what to do for a healthy body? Exercise daily, sleep like a baby, and eat sattvic food, act in balance. Four things I must do. Bhagavan says, along with prayer, you do this, then the prayer will work. As Guruji said, one person was constantly, praying that Bhagwan, mujhe lottery laga do, lottery laga do, lottery laga do. And one day he got so frustrated, shouted on God, Bhagwan, I've been praying to you for 20 years, you're not giving me lottery. Bhagwan appeared and said, at least lottery ka ticket to le lo. Go and buy ticket, at least that much purushartha you do, then I will. Now, suppose I don't exercise daily, sleep like a baby, eat sattvic food, act in balance. This is my purushartha. Then Bhagavan says, I will ensure that other illnesses and diseases don't come to you. So you do your job, I will do my job. Let's a deal. Even Ramana Maharshi says that do your self effort, grace is always there. You are not doing your sadhana, what has been told as per scriptures, and then you want grace to come. What is the parameter of a healthy body and mind? Very, very interesting. From spiritual point of view, we are able to forget both mind and body. Today itself, Gurudev's one quote has come that when I'm working, I must be able to forget myself. At least one job, one action, one task should be there. Like some people, when they play cricket, they forget. Some people, when they play music, they forget. Some people, when they sing, they forget what is the time. Otherwise, when we are doing anything 100 times, you are looking into watch. When you are looking into spiritual this thing also, again looking at the watch. And at the transactional level, even mind highest goal is to transcend, that is forget the mind. Self forgetfulness is equal to moksha and enlightenment. When I am not aware of my body, when I am not aware of the mind, when the I notion is dissolved, then it is called as Swatma Darshanam. Veshahanatha Swatma Darshanam Isha Darshanam Swatma Rupatah. So when the conditioning goes of body, mind, intellect, then there is Swatma Darshana. And when there is Swatma Darshana, that is called as Isha Darshana. At the body, at the transactional level, what is the parameter for healthy body? 3S. What are the 3S's? Stretch, stamina, strength. And at the mind level, what are the 3S's? Again, 3S's. Silence, subtleness, and sharpness. So, spiritual, whether I am a spiritual seeker or I am a material seeker, I must develop these 3SSS, 3SSS. This is my Purushartha. Resolve. Do not talk about body, mind too much. This is another sadhana. Whenever I meet somebody, I must, whether whatever is happening to the body, I must not talk about it. And when we are following our own Gurudev, just following Gurudev just for the namesake of it, having a photo of Gurudev, doesn't mean. Gurudev says, whatever I do, you do. Once he got down from one airport, coming to one place for yajna, and the moment he got down, naturally the devotees of Gurudev, what happened? How are you? How is your health? Gurudev, shh, don't talk. I am not telling body what is happening. Otherwise, it will become powerful. But the moment I meet, I say, I have a stomach ache, then I have a headache in stomach, then I have this is paining, that is happening, that is problem. Acha, this only we must tell to the doctor, full stop. Only one person in our entire universe we must tell, because doctor will give you medicine. Other people will not do anything. And second, I must not talk about our own mind again and again. I'm feeling bad, I'm not feeling good, I'm feeling low, I'm feeling disturbed, I'm feeling. What is the point? The more I talk about body and mind, it will become very significant. It will become stronger. It is anti-meditation. It will not allow me to go beyond it. I only talk about my goal, because the best thing is to ignore. Not when it is ill. When it is sick, I must give proper meditation, go to doctor and do proper. But talking about it continuously to others, as for a spiritual sadhak, is going away from meditation and the goal of meditation. So I must not talk about my body, my mind, my personal life, my family, unless somebody asks us without of interest for some time for transaction. Otherwise, constantly same discussion about my family, my job, my business, my body, my mind, my this thing, my. So for a spiritual sadhak, when this I will sit for meditation, I will not be able to make my mind silent, and I will not be able to transcend it, because it is hooked on continuously. Vyashema deva hitam yadayuhu. May we have entire allotted span for our life, which is spent in, this is very, very important, serving the God. May I be your instrument for doing your work. This is very, very important. Guruji says many people pray, Bhagwan, अभी क्या बचा है? Now I am 75, 70. बस हो गया life अभी. I do not want more life. Guruji says never tell God that I want less or more. God knows exactly how many years are there, especially some people. Bhagwan, now what? What is to be done? Why are you giving me so many years? May we have entire allotted span of our life, which is spent in one day I get, suppose I can do more swadhyaya, more seva, more sadhana. At one place in South, when Gurudev went for Bhiksha, after the Bhiksha was over and then people went for Ashirwad, Gurudev gives some Ashirwad. Gurudev closed his eyes and said, may you die. After your son die. After that, his son die. Oh, what God Ashirwad you are giving? What is the Ashirwad? Suddenly Gurudev talking about dying. But that was a Ashirwad, because maybe there would have been, because this is very, 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 very important, because a person who doesn't fulfill his allotted span, then he will roam around before taking the body for long time. He can become bhuta preta. Accident, suicide is not a very ideal way of dying. So full allotted span. So we must not also say, I don't know why this person is living now 70, 90, 80, lying on the bed. No, Bhagwan knows exactly because he is keeping that person to teach some lesson to other people who are around him. What is the meaning of service, seva? And may I be your instrument for doing your work. So give me full life what you have allotted for me, because you exactly know when you send me on this in through this womb, my birth date, my flight ticket you blocked. You have also blocked my return ticket. I know. Definitely, I know you have blocked both simultaneously. Simultaneously, both tickets God has blocked. So why to say you change my flight? Bhagavan says, if I change your flight, you will go to some other jungle and in some tribal area where you will not get this knowledge. So you go in your own flight and your own destination, which I have already decided for you. What is being an instrument? Living and spreading dharma. Resolve that every day I will do half an hour swadhyaya, half an hour seva, half an hour sadhana, and appreciate, serve Jagat Ishadhi Yukta Sevanam Ashtamurti Bhru Deva Pujanam. Ramana Maharshi says that you are doing puja of Hanumanji, Ramji at home, Shivji, that is good. But when you shift along with that puja, this world also is Bhagwan only, and I will do puja of that, then you will go to next level. Otherwise, I do puja for 1 hour and then shout on maid servant that she came late. So, Swadhyaya Seva Sadhana. Gurudev says that what you have is his gift to you. What you do with what you have is your gift unto him. And after this, we will see next time what all devatas are invoked. Indra Devata, Garud Devata, and they are invoked for specific request. Like when we go to a barber, we say, okay, please, I invoke you to cut my hair. When I go to tailor, I invoke you to stitch my clothes. So here specific devatas are invoked for specific purpose because that is their job, allotted job by Brahmaji. So it's very interesting. So we also can remember whom to invoke for what, whom to ask what. So that is the second part we will see next time. But this prayer is very, very interesting. Om Bhadram Karnebhi Shunyam Devaha Om Bhadram Pashyemakshabhirijatraha Sthirairangai Sushtuvagam Sastanurbi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayu. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.